Cheers. So we checked into our hotel and we were a bit early, but they gave us a complimentary glass of champagne, which was nice. And then we got our key to the room and went in. It was really lovely. Great location, perfect view onto the pool, which you'll see in a second. And yeah, everything was really, really nice. So after getting settled and checking out the hotel, we decided to go for some dinner, and we were craving paella as our first dinner. So after checking out a few different restaurants, we landed on this one, which was a bit touristy but had a really great view, and we got there just in time for sunset, which was really lovely. The paella was really good as well, and we got a little veggie one. Such a beautiful day. Low-key, we didn't sleep that well though, so that's a shame. The room was really hot and people were quite loud, so hopefully tomorrow we'll figure that out. But now we're gonna head on to breakfast. Yay! This was the buffet breakfast. It was so good. There was so much to choose from. They had an omelette bar with a chef, a whole dessert section, and yeah, everything was just so good. This is me getting my omelette. After breakfast, we decided to do a little bit of work on the balcony before going to do some sun tanning. Alex went to the gym and we tried to go to the infinity pool, but it was so cold that honestly the entire first couple days were just way too cold. But we still tried to enjoy the sun, got some tropical drinks, and tried to have a good time. The view was just to die for. Ah, no, it's strawberry. No. Yeah, so we ended up calling it quits and going back to the patio to suntan in our enclosed little area because it was super windy. And then we decided to go into Palma for the evening. So we were staying about a half an hour bus ride away from Palma, and it was a really nice time. We just wanted to go in, see the city a bit, and grab dinner there. So we walked around the city a little bit in different neighborhoods, and then we decided that we wanted to stop and get a little drink. So we went to this little terrace bar, which was really nice, and they had the best olives ever. Oh my gosh, they were incredible. And I found out after that they were marinated in anchovies, so thank God that I didn't know that before, because I probably wouldn't have eaten them with as much enthusiasm, but wow, they were insane.
What did you get?
I got a Panama Zero. What did you get?
I got a Mexican mule.
Mexican mule. So I had booked this restaurant in advance, and it was a really nice restaurant, hypothetically, that we wanted to try because it had this really nice outdoor area and everything looked super great. But you will see in a moment that it did not end super great because we ordered and yes, chaos happened. But for now, the food looks incredible, very well plated. So, hello, me editing. This warrants a little bit of context because this really nice restaurant, I had made the reservation and I had told them that Alexander had nut allergies. Well, I had written it in the reservation. Anyways, the staff didn't seem too like into it when we got there because they confused our reservation for indoors when I had specified outdoors as well, and it was just like it was a weird thing. But anyways, the food came, it looked really delicious, everything was fine, and then Alex bit into his taco, his lobster taco, and immediately felt that he had an allergic reaction. Yeah, so we called an ambulance to the restaurant, and it was in a hotel. So anyways, that was my first time I was calling the ambulance, and they took forever to show up. So while we were waiting for them to come, yeah, the pain or the sensation sort of went away. So we thought, okay, it wasn't necessary, and for the record, I wanted to stay and talk to the ambulance. I thought it was the better idea, but Alex was like, no, everything's fine, like we should just leave. So we left before the ambulance even got there because they were taking a long time. It had been like 20 minutes since we called. And so we left and we got an Uber home because he was still feeling a little bit so-so. But we got in the Uber, everything was fine, he was feeling great. We got back to the hotel and he started getting stomach pains, so then in the end he told me maybe it's best to call a doctor or an ambulance again. So I went down to the reception and was asking what they recommended, and they said to call a doctor if it's not immediately urgent, so I called a doctor. Yeah, meanwhile, I went back upstairs and he was having trouble breathing, so then I was like, okay, well, it's not, you know, it's quite urgent, it's not something that can be waited on, this doctor. So I went back down to the reception and I was like, well, how far is the doctor away? I didn't tell Alex this at this point because I guess he's gonna find out in this vlog. Sorry. But I asked the reception like how far away the doctor was, and they said like probably gonna be another 40 minutes or something. And so I was like, oh, 40 minutes, like I thought he was just around the corner. So I was like, that absolutely won't work. So I called the ambulance again, did the whole process again, and they sent an ambulance all the way from Palma, which again is like a half an hour drive away. So I guess there was no, we were in some other town, I can't even remember the name at this point, but we were in this other town and they apparently had no ambulances, so they sent one all the way from Palma, and it also took forever to get there, like forever. If someone had a heart attack or something, they would have been dead for sure. So Spain, or Mallorca specifically, has to work on that because the response times are not it. But yeah, during this entire time we were waiting, I was trying to be calm, like, you know, not make the situation worse, but he was really, like, to me, after he said, oh no, I was fine, like, you know, but to me he seemed like he was having like really hard trouble breathing. So I was, yeah, I thought he was gonna die, honestly. It was crazy. But anyways, so the ambulance finally got there and we ended up having to stay in the hospital overnight. So yeah, I have now been and stayed overnight in a hospital in both Paris and Mallorca, Palma. So yeah, I've been yeah, traveling with too many people with allergies apparently. That was the context of this whole situation.
Oh,
Go reflect
you want me
on
to do it
this.
right now?
Yeah.
What can I say? I think honestly it's probably one of the more nice hospitals I've been to. The staff are very caring and very friendly, and The food wasn't good though. It was just a white bread roll and some cheese. But besides that, I'd say it was a pretty good time.
The restaurant food.
Oh no, don't talk about that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, everything was all right, and we're out. The sun is shining, so what more can we ask for? Yeah.
Bounce back.
Exactly.
So this is the main strip in Palma, and we decided to grab breakfast there because we had gotten out of the hospital literally just this morning and we had missed the big hotel breakfast, unfortunately. So we walked on the main strip of Santa Ponsa, which, as you can see, is this. So it's really just a beach town, but we found a nice restaurant and had a good breakfast, so that was good. So after breakfast, we went back to the hotel, and on our way we found this park, which was actually really cool. It was like a little sports complex, so lots of things to see, and then we just headed back to the hotel. Once we got back to the hotel, we wanted to go for a little swim, and Alex went to the gym and then joined me in the pool. And then we did some work and got some lunch, and we went to this restaurant which we wanted to try before, but it was closed, and they had really good pedro peppers and, again, paella. After dinner, we wanted to play a little bit of mini golf, so we found this super cool course. It was incredibly designed, super new, and the course was really immersive, which was fun. So we played a little mini golf and grabbed some crepes, and then just headed back to the hotel. So this was a really fun day because we started with breakfast and then we went and did some work, and then I had a last minute hair appointment, so I just wanted a little trim and it was 25 euros, which I thought was a really reasonable price. Just to get a little refresh because my ends were feeling very dry. So I went and did that while Alex did some more work, and then joined him back at the hotel. Around lunchtime, we decided to go back into Palma because we didn't really have a chance to fully discover the town. So we went back for the day and also was planning on having dinner there. And I got an acai bowl and Alex got a sandwich, which you'll see later. And we just walked around, visited the cathedral and some other big sites.
I want a sandwich. I want a sandwich.
So I wanted to see the Arab baths, as they call them, but they were paid only and only cash, and neither of us had cash. So unfortunately we couldn't go, but we looked outside and then walked around some more. After seeing quite a bit, we wanted to sit down, so we saw this little plaza and decided to get some patatas bravas and some water. So we just sat here for a while enjoying, and then we got back on our trip. While walking around the shopping district, we stumbled upon this foundation for contemporary art, which was free to enter, so of course we went in, and they had some really lovely artworks. We had a good time just looking around. It's literally completely empty here, but it's cool. Some nice art. It's a free foundation. So yes, if you caught that, there were some pieces from Salvador Dali there, which were really cool to see. And there were also these black and white photos, which was an exhibition on Cristobal Hera, which I hadn't known before, but it was cool to discover him. And his art was actually really, really great. Really good skilled photographer. And after that, we walked around some more and we just had to kill some time until dinner. One thing I really liked about Palma was how lush it was. There was a lot of greenery around and it just made everything so beautiful and provided a lot of shade coverage, so that was good. This was the dinner place, and Alexander found it this time, and he did a much better job than I did, I must say. Not just because of the whole allergy thing, but also the food was incredible, and so was the atmosphere. It was called Taste Club, or Tast Club, I guess, as you could see. And honestly, the menu and the interior was just gorgeous. We had such a good meal. Everything was incredible. This tomato toast that I had was insane. The olive oil was so fresh. Everything just tasted so strongly of olive oil in the best way possible. Even though everything was already covered in more than enough olive oil, they also gave us the bottle and left it at the table so that we could add however much we wanted, and that I thought was just the sign of a good restaurant because the olive oil was super good quality and you could really taste it. So after the dinner, we just went back to Santa Ponsa, had a few drinks. Yeah, haven't had a few drinks in a while, so that was an interesting experience. Ended up just getting really tired and basically went to sleep. So today was our last day and we had to check out in the early afternoon, so we just had breakfast and tanned by the pool, taking in the last moments that we had there and also doing some work. That is the end of the vlog, and yeah, hope you enjoyed. It was a really great week. So much fun besides the not fun parts, but yeah, no, it was really great, and just such a nice place to rest, relax, and see a little bit of the city. So yeah, that's it for this vlog, and love you all, miss you all, and see you all next time.